Hey, it's JH, coming back to you with some more Austrian words that you need to know. We'll start off with something logical, because most conversations begin with them. Greetings. And so in German, Grüße. We're going to be able to use that word for one of our greetings, which is the formal greeting, Grüß Gott. Grüß Gott. Grüß Gott. Something you might use to strangers if you pass somebody as you're walking along in the forest and, you know, they happen to be elderly and you want to be respectful, you would say Grüß Gott. I'm speaking from personal experience there. Cool. If you know the person and you wanted to address them in dialect, you could say Grüß dich. And I'm not very good at this, so Grüß dich. Basically, the U, the U umlaut, unwinds and becomes kind of a yeah sound. So grüß, grüß, grüß dich. And dich becomes di in the accusative. If you want something a little bit more, I would say, flexible, that you can, it's somewhat casual, but it has, I would say, wide applicability, is the word Servus. Servus. This is probably one that you've heard if you've watched any videos on Bavarian dialect, which, you know, this is all in the same family. We're talking particularly right now about Lower Austrian dialect, because my two speakers, shout out to Christoph and Julia, happen to be from that region. But yeah, Servus. That's how somebody in Germany might pronounce it. In the area where I was, once again, Niederösterreich, Lower Austria, I heard a lot of people saying something like Servus, Servus. So I don't know. That could be the hardcore dialect version in that particular region. That's what I took it to be. But, you know, spice it up as you wish, and, you know, pay attention to what the people in your area are doing. And then, you know, make plans accordingly. Cool. So, one thing that you should know, because it'll make your life a little bit easier when you need, well, ultimately, food, is knowing some of the words that you'll encounter at the grocery store. So, beim Einkauf. And some of our fruits and vegetables do have different names. Kartoffel will be perfectly understood in Austria, but most people are going to say Erdapfel, the plural of which is Erdäpfel. So this one you might already be familiar with, because there are multiple regions where this one is used, and I think also outside of Bavaria and Austria in some cases. The next one is, you know, something if you're making a red sauce that you'll definitely need, Paradeiser. Paradeiser. Paradeiser are tomaten. So, yeah, tomatoes. Paradeiser. Cool. One that I wasn't aware of until I went shopping for specific groceries to cook a meal with somebody, is this word, melanzani. Melanzani. As you might be able to tell, based upon my, well, horrible pronunciation, it's Italian. It comes from Italian. And what melanzani means is aubergine, or in English, aubergine, or in American English, eggplant. Funny thing there, the Germans took the French word and the Austrians took the Italian word. much in the same way that the Americans took the Italian word arugula, whereas I believe the British call it rocket. Yeah, if you're British, leave a comment down and tell me I'm wrong. Cool, so melanzani. When you ultimately get to the casa, the counter, to pay, you may, if you didn't bring your own, have to ask for ein Sackel. Ein Sackel. Ein Sackel, which has that diminutive ERL ending at the end, is nothing more than eine Tüte. Eine Tüte, a bag. A plastic bag that you might, use to carry your groceries home. So, yeah, at the end of your exchange with the cashier, they're going to ask you, would you like, a bag with, your purchase for your purchases. So, yeah, Sackel, a very good one to know. The next two are good if you go to a Bäckerei. And this one you probably may know because it's one of the most common, but basically it's one of those words that is used in dialect maps because it tends to change from region to region. So in most parts of Germany, you can say Brötchen. I think I've heard like Schrippe or something along those lines in Berlin. Never been to Berlin, but I've heard them use something like that. But in our case here in the Austrian context, we're going to be using Semmel. 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 Sometimes that EL gets pronounced like an E, so you'll hear sometimes Zemi, Zemmel. Yeah, sometimes it's that ERL, sometimes it's an EL, sometimes it's an I. There's some variability there. It depends on speaker, and it also depends on the dialect. So ein Semmel, or ein Semmel. I decided to include this because it is my favorite pastry. Ein sehr typisch österreichisches Gebäck. And that is Topfengulatsche. 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 Topfengulatsche is nothing more than what you would call a Quarktässchen in Germany. So a curd pocket, or essentially a kolache-like pastry with curds on the inside, sweetened. So it's a sweet pastry. It's not really a savory pastry. It tastes very, very similar to a Danish, but minus the fruit. But yeah, they're freaking delicious. So you should get one as soon as you land Austria side. Even if you just happen to be in the Vienna airport, get yourself a Topfengulatsche because it'll be well worth it. Cool. A couple more for you. These are from Christoph. The last couple were from Julia. Häkeln. Häkeln. Häkeln means something like verarschen. So we have yet another word that means somebody teasing or making fun of somebody or screwing with them. So we might use the phrase "Willst mir häkeln? Willst mir häkeln?" To something like, "Ist das dein Ernst?" Something, "Are you freaking serious here? What are you doing?" That kind of meaning. So, willst mir häkeln? Willst du mich verarschen? Ist das dein Ernst? Something in that vein. Cool. The next one I think is awesome. And it's something having a British mother, I would use the term slapdash whenever somebody does really shoddy, quickly done, not properly done work. So a slapdash job. But in Austrian and Bavarian German, you'll see this word Fusch. Fusch. Our sample sentence for this is Schau da den Fusch an. Schau da den Fusch an. Schau dir den Fusch an. Cleaned up a little bit. So look at this, crappy job. Yeah. There's a character in the popular series of books about Franz Eberhofer. It's a German krimi thing by Rita Falk. Very, very successful books, and now successful movies. But one of the characters, Flötzinger, he's kind of a heating specialist, but he's referred to ironically by the main character as the Heizungsfuscher. Heizungsfuscher. So something like, the slapdash repairman for heating. Which, yeah, it's just a little joke. Cool. And the last one, really great Vienna slang, definitely surrounding area as well, and that is the word Leihwand. Leihwand. Now, if you're a German, or if you're somebody who knows your Hochdeutsch really good, you might think, are you just mispronouncing Leinwand? No, I'm not saying canvas, I'm saying Leihwand. And if you really want to get in there, Leihwand, this is Leihwand. And Leihwand, as you might be able to pick up from context, means nothing other than geil, cool, yeah. So yeah, that was it for today. Hope you learned something, and look forward to seeing y'all next time. Bye.